Who cares? Here's my audience. Say hi. Say hi, audience.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, here goes my speech. My wonderful speech. Earth, water, and sun. Three simple ingredients. Three simple ingredients that go a long way in making perhaps the world's most cherished fruit, the tomato. Technically speaking, a tomato is a fruit, but ask any chef in the world and he'll tell you that the rich and savory taste it produces is certainly from that of a vegetable. Fruit or vegetable, there's no tomato that compares to that of a freshly grown and freshly harvested tomato. A tomato whose texture, color, and most importantly of all taste, has no comparison to market-bought or industrially grown tomatoes. Sure, the sound of growing and harvesting your own tomatoes can sound a bit daunting at first. I will try to show you how proper care and management, this dream can become a reality with relative ease. And soon, you'll begin to see how few culinary experiences compare to that of growing, harvesting, and eventually eating your own fresh tomatoes. A process that puts the freshest tomatoes on your plate, and a process by which you can enjoy the tomato to its fullest potential. Well, the tomato hasn't always been the round, plump, red fruit we know it to be today. It was thought to have originated in South America in the highlands of Peru, and it wasn't until after the Spanish conquest of South America that the tomatoes spread across the world, the colonies of the Spaniards and in the homes of Europe. And now we see today how it's integrated in most of the cuisines in the world. If you've ever had ketchup, Mexican salsa, meatloaf, pasta bolognese, it's safe to say you've enjoyed the sweet and delicate taste of the tomato. This is only one way to enjoy the tomato. A true tomato connoisseur enjoys the fresh and uncooked flesh of a tomato. A tomato whose flavor sure can be improved by a drizzle of olive oil, a sprinkle of salt, but whose true flavor comes from its freshness. The quality that you can only truly bring out by growing it on your own. So, how does one go about growing their own tomatoes? Well, like I said earlier, it's as simple as sun, earth, and water. First, the prospective grower will need to find a spot with ample sunlight. This is ideally 8 to 12 hours, but if you can't find a spot like that, 6 hours will do. Next, you need to prepare your soil, which includes loosening up the soil to a depth of about a foot, which is important for three reasons. First of all, it will uproot any existing weeds in the area. It will allow for good water drainage once you plant your tomatoes, and it will allow for optimum root expansion. Once you've loosened your soil, it's important to add a little bit of organic matter. You want to do this 2 to 3 weeks, or ideally a month before you plant, so you allow everything to integrate into the soil. For the amateur tomato grower, I recommend buying already sprouted tomato plants, as growing them from seeds can be a bit tricky. So, as soon as you buy your tomatoes, you want to dig a hole deep enough to accommodate the tomato up to its first leaf. Once you dig this hole, you want to add a little bit of organic matter to give the young plants a little extra boost of nutrients. And then gently place your tomato plant in the hole and gently pack dirt around up to the first leaf. And you want to do this gently so the soil is not too compacted. Give your tomato plant a good watering to welcome it to its new home, and after that, a nice watering 2 to 3 times a week will do. After 2 to 3 months of proper care and management, you'll begin to see your tomatoes sprout little flowers, which eventually will turn into what all this hard work has been for, your precious little tomatoes. It's important to know the signs of ripeness for a couple of reasons. You don't want to harvest your tomatoes too early, as you won't be able to enjoy the tomato the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. And secondly, overripe tomatoes can create unwanted homes for unwanted pests that can eventually ruin the rest of your garden. So a couple of things to keep in mind to check for ripeness. The color. A ripe tomato will be evenly colored throughout its skin, meaning a red tomato won't have any yellow or green splotches. It will be evenly red. And you'll know from the outside that the tomato is ripe because the tomato ripens from the inside out. Secondly, the firmness of the tomato is important. A lot of gardeners say not too soft but not too firm, so you want to feel your tomato, make sure it's a little soft but not soft enough to give too much. Once you find your first ripe tomato, you want to check your garden every day because, like I said before, overripe tomatoes can cause quite a problem with pests and such. So I think now you're ready to enjoy your fresh tomatoes. I hope now you can become a true tomato lover, one who settles for nothing less than the freshest of tomatoes, one who continually refines the process of growing tomatoes until he gets the perfect or close to it tomato in his own garden, and one who will spread the good word of the tomato and will help those deprived with the market-bought industrialized tomatoes. So maybe one day in the near future you'll be sitting on a warm Sunday summer evening enjoying a fresh, delicious, and ever so luscious fresh tomato from your own garden. And when that day comes, you can thank me. But until that day, go out and be the tomato grower I know you can become.
Yay, winner! Yay!